Jake Noecker here with Home of Fight, July 12th. Fatima Kline is back at it. Fatima, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you guys for having me to the gym. And let's just talk about MK Muay Thai first. I mean, Erin Blanchfield over there, training partner. Talk to me about the atmosphere here. What's it like?
It's awesome. You know, I've been training with Augie here at MK Muay Thai for maybe 4 years now. I feel like everybody here, whether they're just like a hobbyist or whether they come to train, it's like super competitive. There's so many good people to train with, so many good coaches to work with. You know, I don't know always work with Augie, but like there's a couple different coaches I work here that are all, you know, when he's away, they're always ready to help me and things like that. So I'm super appreciative of everybody here.
UFC Nashville. Ever been to Nashville? Excited to get your cowboy on?
Yeah. No, I've never been to Nashville, but coming from upstate New York, we're super country up there, so I got my cowgirl hat ready.
And last time you fought Apex, but you've seen a UFC crowd. I believe it was what, Tampa? I think Tampa, right?
It was Colorado.
Denver. That's right. Colorado, not Tampa. She knows better. Anyways, you've seen the UFC crowd before. You've seen the Apex. I don't know about which you prefer, but are you extra excited now to get another UFC crowd?
Yeah, I'm super excited. You know, I never fought in the Apex previous to January. Fighting in the crowd in Colorado, that was awesome. I mean, I don't know what could be better than, you know, people screaming and cheering for you and screaming USA. And out there in Tennessee, I know they love the Americans, so I'm excited to see what the crowd's like over there.
Last time you and I talked in person, we've talked virtually since, but in person, it was right before you got into the UFC. Yes. Now, after your first UFC win, I guess like since then, how have things gone? Like, is this how you imagined it? Are you satisfied with how your career has started in the UFC?
Yeah, I'm super satisfied. You know, regardless of losing my debut, I feel like I doubled down and I really redeemed myself back in January. And I feel like I'm going to do the same this time. I see myself coming out with another finish, and I see myself definitely top in the rankings by the end of the year for sure.
And we'll get into more about rankings and future opponents. But first, like I mentioned, training with Erin Blanchfield here. Both of you are in camp at the same time. I got here a little late. I didn't get to see the training, but I see the sweat. I see the grit in here. So I guess just tell me about the energy when both of you are in camp at the same time.
It's pretty intense, you know. We both have big fights, you know. I mean, she's fighting some of the top in the world. I'm making my way there. But, you know, our training sessions are the same all year round. Whether we're in camp or whether we're out, we're always bringing the intensity. And we've grown together from like 5-6 years ago from when we started training to now. I mean, you could just see how far we've come in our fights and just in like people and fighters itself, you know?
No bias. How does Maycee Barber and Erin Blanchfield go down?
Oh, no. I see Erin Blanchfield finishing Maycee pretty quickly. I don't think really Maycee has anything, you know, really much to offer her. You know, Erin's fought some of the best in the world for multiple years at a time now. And she's just on the cusp of the title. And man, if this doesn't shoot her up for the next title shot, then I don't know what does.
And you are taking on Melissa Martinez, two hot prospects coming in. Always like a fight like that. So what are your thoughts on this one?
I'm super excited. I think it's a perfect fight for me. We're both 1-1 in the UFC right now, and I think this is a fight where I can really like show my striking, show where I'm good everywhere. You know, my last fight, I feel like I kind of got stuck in that like wrestling world, which I wasn't mad about. I obviously found the finish to that, but it did work. But I want to show everything. I want to be a real martial artist, and so that's what I plan on doing.
And now that you've tasted, it was also your first finish since like 2023, but you've tasted a UFC finish. Like, does that change anything going forward? Are you like, yo, I need that finish now, or is it just still win-win-win?
No, I really want to finish people. You know, the very beginning of my professional career, I finished like 2 people in a row, and every time I go to Colorado, it just makes it really hard to finish people, and it makes it really hard to win. And I've been able to win out there, and I've lost, but I feel like anywhere else where there's not altitude, I really feel like I can drown people out and I can finish them.
And you mentioned hopefully top 15 by the end of the year. I guess like you said, I think you said you want 3 or 4 fights, so this will be your second. Is that still the plan? 2 more fights, something like that, in top 15 opponent?
Yeah, we'll see how this upcoming fight goes. I feel like if I find a finish fairly quickly, like I did my last fighter, I feel like I'm ready for top 15. I think I want to get my finish rate up. You know, that's what I plan on doing, and I think doing that will rocket me up to 15. And so yeah, I feel like top 15 is good. I just feel like I'm that new blood that the UFC needs to see.
And I've asked you before about, you know, who do you want next? Are you eyeing names? And typically, no. You just want to fight whoever right now and get to your spot. But I do have to ask you about one name because you guys were supposed to fight on Contender Series. She's coming off a big finish over Meatball Molly. Alexia, Thainara. Is that a fight that's still possible between you two?
Yeah, I would. I'm not dogging at anybody. I'd fight her if she would be ready to fight. I mean, it was a great finish against Molly. I mean, you see what Erin did to Molly as well. So I don't necessarily think that big is a win. That's like, oh wow, she beat somebody really good. No offense, but yeah, I feel like the same way she finished Molly, I could probably finish her.
And I want to ask you about the top of your division a little bit. Virna Jandiroba coming off a massive win over Yan Xiaonan. Assuming she's next for Zhang Weili, do you think Virna can beat Zhang Weili, or is she just too untouchable there?
Oh man, I don't know. I feel like they both looked really good in their last couple fights. It seemed like Weili got pretty tired pretty earlier last fight as well. I know Tatiana kind of got tired more quickly. I feel like Virna has everything she needs in order to beat Weili, and I think if she manipulates that, then I can see Virna coming out with a win for sure.
And I'll obviously ask Erin about this too, but Weili Zhang is talking about moving up to flyweight. If that happens and the division opens up, like, what do you think should happen to UFC strawweight title or even just the top of the division?
Yeah, I think if Weili winds up moving up, I feel like that's like probably not the best decision. These 25ers, they're big, I train with one of the best 25ers in the world, and I can feel a difference, But I think what happens is I think Virna and probably Jan will scrap it out for maybe the title, and I could see Mackenzie Dern kind of sliding her way in there as well. Maybe giving Tatiana another title shot as well, but I can see myself mixing myself up in there really well in the next couple of years.
Super excited to see it all go down, and it starts UFC Nashville. But before I end this interview, I want to ask you something non-fight related. You and we're both dog people. I saw recently you were doing work with a local veterinary. So my question is, you have rescue dogs. How many rescue dogs do you have?
I have two rescue dogs.
Are you? I have a rescue dog. Had one before too. Definitely a big advocate. Are you comfortable sharing your dog's story in terms of just like what they've been through, and also just like for what's the word I'm looking for? Just to put like emphasis on the topic. Like, I don't know if anyone's paying attention to how bad dogfighting is.
Yeah. No, my dog Connor, he's the first ever dog that I've ever had. We got him a couple years ago, and he actually wound up coming from like North Carolina where they do dogfighting, and it was super, just like eye-opening to see that still happens nowadays, and it's really sad to see. He had a bad paw and he would limp and he had scars all over him, and it's really sad that like you're manipulating the innocent, and so I'll be speaking with Guardian's veterinary specialists. They sponsored me from my very first fight, and I'll be working with them again, doing a conference with them, and it's just really important to me to like speak for dogs that go through that they obviously can't speak for themselves, and they need people to kind of surround them and help them. And I love my dogs, I love every single one of them. And when I come home and they got like that big smile on their face, all my little pit bulls, they have this little, if you have a pit bull, you know what I'm talking about.
Pity smile.
The pity smile, and it's real, and it's super touching, and I love them. And man, I can't imagine how many more are out there that need saving and need a home to come home to. So.
Bring awareness was the term I couldn't figure out to say earlier. But so I along with dogs, I also have chickens.
Oh my God.
I don't know if you knew this either, but like Facebook pages, like people like giving away chickens or whatever. It is such a big thing to be like, no, look out for like cockfighting rings. Like that is so freaking common around here. Isn't that insane?
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I didn't even know that was a thing.
I thought it was like a cartoon TV show thing, and then like it happens. People suck. Be nice to animals. We agree on that one?
Yeah, seriously. Definitely be nice to animals. I mean, really. A dog could kill you. Like, why are you doing that? You know what I mean? It's so crazy.
Nutty. But regardless, July 12th, UFC Nashville. Fatima, can't wait for this fight. Anything you want to say to all your fans before I get out of here?
Oh, I'm just super excited to put on a show for you guys and to have my family and friends there supporting me. So thank you.
July 12th. Don't miss it. Fatima Kline back in action. Kick some ass, amigo.
Thanks.
Amiga.